So guys, this is what we call the Shakedown trip. It's basically, I have a bunch of new gear, I got a new tent, roof rack, a bunch of other products that I'm going to be testing out this winter, and I want to go ahead and test those out while I'm still kind of close to home. So that way if something happens, something new I got failed, or I can't figure something out, then I'll just head home, or I can have someone come pick me up if something goes catastrophically wrong. So this is sort of the first thing that I'm going to be testing out. This is the iCamper X-Cover 2.0. Now I used to have the SkyCamp 2.0, and that was fine. It was very used though, and that's probably their most popular one that I've seen. Maybe their mini, but I live in Colorado, and essentially one of the biggest reasons that I live here is for snowboarding, and not having that roof rack on top really just kind of worried me for the season. So it is winter. I just got this in time for winter, and the reason that I really like this one is because underneath here, which when you fold it closed is on top, there are crossbars, so I can actually attach my snowboard rack on top, and I'll be able to keep my snowboard out of the vehicle. This is somewhere between a hard shell and a soft shell. It's hard on top and the bottom, but then you've got a little skirt on the side of it. So yeah, huge. I mean, I can touch the walls up here, but if I go to the ground, I can't touch the sides of the walls. Going this way, it is really tall, so this thing is absolutely massive, which some people might say isn't great for winter because, in a smaller space, you'll have more room to capture that heat inside, but they have an insulation layer that I can put in here, and that will shrink the size down. So I'm going to be using this Rumple here. This is a double person. I've been using that one, and I also have my -30 sleeping bag that's down there. I've had that for 2 years. I love it. So this is kind of the first thing. The other thing I'm testing out is the Sherpa rack, which is what I'm mounted on right now. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen the Sherpa rack before. I just recently got it, so probably about 5 days ago. So this is my first trip in this tent, and I've only had the roof rack for maybe, I want to say 4 or 5 days now, and I've been really happy with it. I'm going to be mounting some more stuff on it later, but right now it's working really great for this. As a part of this shakedown trip, I'm also going to be doing the Oops. So this is the Oops 1800. It is, I believe, 1488 watts. The 1800 comes from the 1800 watt output. You guys may have seen my video on this. This is definitely something that I would recommend if you're looking for a more budget option for, pretty good amount of power. And then I also am coupling that with the solar panel here. Now, the sun is pretty much going behind those trees over there, and I'll probably be losing it pretty soon, even though it's only like maybe 3 o'clock yeah, I'm going to be trying this one out and kind of using that. This is going to be for my fridge, and it's also going to be for my heated blanket at night. I will be running this with the diesel heater, but on this trip I didn't bring a diesel heater. I'm going to try some backup stuff, so if my diesel heater fails, then I have a nice backup. And you know, tonight if I'm trying that and my backups fail, then you know, whatever, we'll make do. But I'll be putting this through the ringer for the next 24 hours. After that, I have this King Camp chair. I'm going to set that up in a few minutes, and I'm going to try this out. Last winter I was using like a Coleman one, and yeah, it wasn't the best. I mean, it did the job, but it was pretty janky. This one's a lot nicer. I believe this was around $100, but it's sort of a hammock chair, and I can couple that with that Ignik heated pad, and this will be a really nice setup. So you can go with an insulated one for, you know, colder weather, but I may try that. But right now, I'm just going to couple this with that heated seat as well as a heated jacket, and we'll see how that goes. I think this is going to be pretty great. I'll show you guys what that looks like in a few minutes. I think this is the Orchid or something like that. This is I'll put a photo up here somewhere of what this is, but yeah, I'm really excited to try this out. I haven't even taken it out of the bag yet, so I can't give any review on that yet at all. So the next thing I'm going to be testing out is another Devos Light Ranger. Now, I tested this out in another video, and you guys really liked that, so I ended up getting a second one. Now this one, the new one, is now it's hard to show in here, but I actually have two of these now, and I even have a little clip that goes on to make it kind of more of a yellow light. But the new one is USB-C powered, which is a massive upgrade. So if it's anything like this other one I have down here, then I already know I'm going to like it. But having USB-C is definitely something that I'm really excited about, because it kind of just matches up better with what I already have. I already use a USB-C for my computer and a lot of other stuff, so we'll have to see how these actually turn out. So this is the USB-C one, and this is my old one, but they both look pretty much the same, and we can just pop those off and they're just white light. But I wanted to try out the kind of orange light on here. So the temperature dropped quite a bit, and I do have my Mountain Hardwear jacket with me, but I figured this was a good time to test out my silk sleeping bag. This is kind of great for like summer or winter, but I'm going to definitely just be wearing this while I'm cooking in a few minutes here. But now that I've got pretty much everything set up, the sun's dropping and the temperature is going down. This is really warm, and I kept seeing these online, and I finally was like, you know what, screw it, let's do it. And I ended up picking this up. Unzip down here if it gets a little too warm. You can also zip out the feet, so you can just walk around the campsite with it if you'd like. But I'm going to go ahead and try sleeping in this tonight. It is a wearable sleeping bag. It's kind of like a onesie that you sleep in, and it's actually a full-on sleeping bag. I'll have to look at the stats to jog my memory about what the exact temperature rating for this is, but this, coupled with my Rumple and also my 30-degree, I believe, Browning sleeping bag, I'm pretty sure I'll be perfectly fine and warm. I'm going with an easy cook tonight. You know, in the winter I typically will cook over a campfire, but I'm just going to be lazy and cook with this. I'm pretty warm in this, but you know, fingers still get cold pretty quickly, and I didn't bring my winter boots, so hopefully these are fine. I've got some wool socks on, so not really affecting my feet that bad. Not a super expensive chair, but it's comfortable, adjustable, and this is probably one of the ones I did the least research on, and it still turned out pretty good. So I did get some traction boards, and I'm excited to try those out. Hopefully I won't have to try them out on Thursday, but I might as well use them to kind of get leveled out and show you guys them. So it's not Max Tracks, it's actually a company called VRE. I'll have to put the name up here if I can find it. Yeah, they're based out of Asheville, North Carolina, which is kind of where I'm from. You know, a little bit south of there, but maybe I'll at least try that to level me out if I need to, but this campsite was super level, so I didn't need to do it. Alright, so it is pretty much pitch black out, and it's like 6 o'clock. So, yeah, daylight savings time is pretty crazy, but I got some editing done, was chilling. These are the Light Rangers, so when I'm winter camping, I'll be able to film a little bit longer. So I've been using these gloves because I have a little bit more dexterity with them, but at this point, even with my heated pads here, I think it's time to switch back to the heated gloves. So I'm gonna hop into bed and warm my hands and then put the boots on for this whole fit so that I can warm up my feet a little bit, because at this point my feet are really the only thing that are cold. I think it's about 12 degrees last time I looked, so getting a little bit cold. The weather had called for snow, and I was wrong. I kept saying yesterday there was not going to be any snow, but there clearly was. So it wasn't a ton of snow, but it was enough to coat the ground, maybe an inch or two, maybe even less than that. But yeah, I stayed fairly warm. This silk is, I don't believe, made to like be your main sleeping bag below a certain temperature. I think last night when I checked at 6:30 this morning, it was about 10 degrees. So who knows how cold it got last night. So just to fill you guys in on some gear that I use in these videos, I have a heated blanket that goes underneath me, and then I will typically have a sleeping bag on top of that, and I'll sleep in that. But last night I slept in this, and then my rumple on top of that. So I power the heated blanket with a power bank, and last night I used my Oops one. I also have an EcoFlow and a Ace Volt, and I'll kind of alternate between using those. And like I said, I was pretty warm last night. I put on the full boots to this, and I stuck some little hand warmers inside there, and that was actually pretty nice. I tried putting them up against my sock, and it was just way too warm. Like it was hot on my foot, but I just put them in the boot, and it was fine. And then I also had some hand ones. You can close this like that, and I just kept a hand one inside of here. And yeah, like I said, I was pretty warm, so I just made myself some coffee. When I'm on overland trips, I like to use that wildland stuff just because there's so many steps that are cut out. Basically, you just boil some water and put it in a cup. So I did run into an issue of the water being frozen in one of my hydro flasks, but I was going to make some oatmeal, but I can't without water, so I might just eat one of my protein bars I have in the drawers in there.